Hello guys, good morning. How are you? I hope everything is okay at home. I hope you have been working a lot. I know that these have been very crazy weeks, but I really hope that you are safe at home and with your family. Okay, well, the reason I wanted to share with you this video it's because we have been planning a special Easter activity for you on our Easter activity for you. And then I started to think about what would be the concept or the reason to give this special work. So to be honest, one day I was reading a lot of stuff. Usually I try to read a lot of stuff, try to pay attention to the news, and then I found out an article about astronauts. Actually, astronauts are it's something that I like a lot. I like space things. Usually, I follow the NASA channel on YouTube, and I try to be very aware of the new things regarding space. So, a couple of weeks ago, I was reading about astronauts trying to share with everybody, like regular people like us, that now we have been having this experience at home, and having this experience of living in a very specific space without having the opportunity to go outdoors. If you think about it, it's the same as uh, astronauts have that same experience. So I don't know if you have ever heard about this 56 years old, and his name is Scott Kelly. Well, I have to admit I'm a fan of Scott Kelly, and if you don't know him, my recommendation would be to Google, or if you need your parents' help, Google um, Scott Kelly, and then you will discover that this guy was 12 months aboard the station, at the international space station. That it was at that time a conglomeration of 5 different agencies, and it was a great project. This happened in 2015, and it was a big thing because it was the first time that an American astronaut was going to spend a consecutive year in orbit. Imagine that, guys, a year in space, a year living in the same kind of imagine if you live in an apartment, it's like living in an apartment for a year. So the interesting thing about astronauts, it's what we can learn about them, and actually this is what is this article about, the one that I read. Another guy called Terry Wirtz said that a busy crew is a happy crew. Again, a busy crew is a happy crew. So what does that mean? If we have things to do, if we actually can manage ourselves to have a schedule, an agenda, then that's going to make us better, because I think that the problem sometimes is that when we get bored, and that's giving us room to think about not so good things. So that's why we have this special project for you today, and basically I wanted to call it a challenge. Why is going to be a challenge? Because basically as astronauts, you will have to do every day specific tasks to reach this challenge. One of the most important things, guys, is obviously that it's a challenge. It's up to you. But if you can't achieve the whole challenge, it's okay, because I have designed a lot of activities. Some of you will have one activity per day, and it's okay if you can't manage to do all of this. It's okay, don't feel frustrated, but obviously think about it as a challenge. We want you to be creative, to explore, to keep investigating things, and especially now that I have designed this activity for you regarding space. Okay, so what are we gonna need for this special week? The first thing I want you to look for at home, remember, we are trying to use all the materials we have available at home. It's a box, okay? I don't want big box. It can be something like this. This is actually one of my Amazon boxes that I keep just in case that we need anything. So just make sure that it's a box that it's, you know, cardboard box, more or less like hard enough to hold papers. Okay, so this is my box. I'm going to put it like this so you can see this real size. Okay, so what are we gonna do with this? We are going to make this box and to turn this into a time machine, and our box, and our special box that will keep all the things that we will work throughout the week. Why it's a time machine in the first place? Because I want you to use this somehow like a 3D diary. This means that you will keep here all the things that you will start working as art projects. And at the same time, if you want to continue this challenge by your own and keep working on personal projects, then later, after all this situation passes by, I want you to keep this box. Obviously, later, if you want to share it with your teachers and with your classmates, it will be great. But the most important thing is that this box will remain for the future. Then after showing and sharing your experience, we can later on close this box, keep it in our special place, and some years later we can open it and remember this as a very important part of our lives, and with so much learning and so many good things to remember. That's my objective. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is to decorate our box, and I will tell you on a second with what kind of materials you can decorate it. This box, the objective is that you can decorate it as you want, because it's going to be part of reflection or reflect of your personality, of your personal tastes. And number two, guys, since this is going to be a project, an art project that I want you to work at home, it's very important, guys, that if you need, guys, because some of you are younger and some of you are older, some of the materials will include scissors. Okay, so please, guys, if you need any grown-ups help, siblings, or any family member who's a grown-up or an adult, please ask for help. Also for the investigation part, okay, that's going to be very important, guys. Number three, it's remember that usually, and this is the same thing I'm telling you in our classroom, is that I don't want perfection. Okay, I really want you to try out the things. My interest is about your own knowledge, your own learning process. So try to do it. Again, don't feel frustrated if it's not perfect or if it's not going the way you want. What I want you is to practice. Remember, practice and practice will be part of our success stories later. And also remember that observation and analysis, it's also a very important part in the creative process. Okay, what else? Well, regarding the materials, I know, guys, that our materials are in our classroom, but it's okay. Again, whatever you find at home, or maybe you have siblings and they have some materials that they can borrow you, so that's going to work out. So basically we're going to need the glue stick, scissors, pencil, and eraser. Remember, guys, this is super important. Remember that every time before starting, most of the projects before starting, you will have to draft. Okay, draft, that's important. So basically, for the ones who have available acrylic paintings or watercolors, obviously you will use brushes, you will use a couple and cloth. Guys, remember, you're at home. If you don't have your robe or something to protect your clothing, please ask your parents to borrow you an old t-shirt, okay? That's super important. We don't want messy stories around. You will need also markers. It's okay. Again, it's whatever you have available at home. It could be oil pastels, crayons, colored pencils, okay? But very important, guys, this is the important part. We are going to use white cardboard. The white cardboard is basically this same material as the ones that I know our sketchbooks are in the classroom, but it's okay. Try to look for whatever, maybe from some other, from last year sketchbook. You can borrow some pieces of this kind of cardboard or paper. Okay, it's like this one. It's going to be this, you know, it's not the regular piece of paper, it's the cardboard paper that we're going to use for this. So what is going to be the important thing? If let's say that this is my piece of paper, then if we want to put in our box our artwork, then we have to make sure that it fits, okay? So basically what I'm gonna do, if this is, let's say that this is my cardboard, in my case I will bend it, okay? I will fold this so I can have this size of paper, and I will make sure that this paper can be kept in my box. So success, you see? So whatever it's the size of your box, make sure that your artwork or the piece of paper that you're going to use to make your artwork can fit inside the box, okay? This is very important, guys. For example, for this I can have now 2 different pieces of paper to create 2 different artworks, okay? So what else? Regarding the decoration of our box, guys, we don't have limits. You can decorate it as much as you can. The only rule is that you cannot leave it like this, just like this. You have to customize. You have to make this box personal. So for example, one of my ideas, I have here some colored paper over here. So what is going to be my personal idea? For example, with regular old newspaper like this, okay, I will start pasting here all, one side will be newspaper, one side will be color, again one side newspaper and another side color, and then over that layer I will start pasting some other things, whatever I found out. It could be, I don't know, it could be stamps, it could be drawings, like mini drawings, it could be, I don't know, maybe like buttons. If you have, you know, a button, a little piece of button, if you have a button, you can paste the button, okay? Again, if you're very young, ask your parents' help, that's okay for that. For example, I will grab a regular here piece of paper, I will put here my box using my pencil, I will draw a line, and then I will, if you see, there's here like a rectangle, okay? So for example, I will start just like wrapping my box with that, and that's gonna be super easy, like this. You can just put over here, let me see if the camera is working out. Remember, it could be just the borders of the box. Very good. Maybe here a little bit on the side, because I actually, if you see, I cut it with a little bit extra so I can wrap this piece, and then I will put over the piece of box, I will bend the parts that I don't want. It's like wrapping a gift box, okay? So I have my first face all wrapped. Obviously, again, guys, if you're very young, you can ask your parents' help, but for example, when I'm wrapping things, I like to do this cuts like this. I'm gonna show you. They are like small, whoa, they are like small triangles, so I can bend this here inside. I will put a little bit more of glue over here. I will bend it. And then here on the other side, here on the other side, this other part, I will also make a cup like this. I don't know, see it? Okay, so I will just turn the other piece and I will paste it this side. Okay, I will do the same this place again. I'm cutting. It's like a diagonal here, so I can take off this little piece and then I can bend it like that. Okay. And then I have one of my faces already wrapped. What I'm gonna do, it's for example later, because I like the newspaper texture. It's one of my favorites. It's super creative. You can, it's just to like, you know, to like making like a collage of pieces. It doesn't have to be newspaper. It could be pieces of magazine. And then you can start creating this like very interesting texture. Because remember that I always am telling you that it's more about like creating like a background instead of a creative background, instead of paying attention to the letters, okay? So basically what I'm doing is just very quickly grabbing pieces of paper like this, letters. Letters are very interesting. Letters are like super nice. They will create a nice texture, and I will show you in a minute the objective of this. Obviously you don't have to do this. This is my idea. This is what I like, because I like letters. I like the texture, the like the way it works out the newspaper. But you can use again different color paper color. You can use any other material that you find at home. Okay, so, and this is my background. Okay, so what else you can do? I don't know, maybe I will grab a piece of paper like this one here, okay, and I will draw a shape with my pencil very quickly. Here. For example, in my case, I love clouds, so I drew a cloud. And then with my black marker, I will start drawing again. Okay, so for example, and then I have a cloud. So then I will cut off my figure. Again, guys, if you are very young, ask for your parents or maybe older siblings. I don't want any accidents, okay? So if you don't feel like cutting or that it's not gonna be safe, ask your parents or your siblings or any grown up who is at home, okay? So be patient. So the decoration of our box is going to be project number 1. This is not a project, this is not a short project, this is not a 10-minute project. It will take you a couple of hours. So think about yourself, think about the things you like, think about this moment, the positive things that you want to uh, to to share with others, or like positive things for yourself. Again, I drew a cloud because I like clouds. So I will start decorating here, for example, all over my box. And imagine this as a collage, okay? So I will work a little bit on that, and I will show it to you at the end, or I will share with you a picture. So this basically a video to show you like the how to do the first project and the objective of all the things that you will be working during this Easter class. I believe your parents will receive a document with a presentation and the challenge for the everyday challenge for every day, and you will have to follow. Okay, some of the challenges will include a video. Some of the challenges will include an investigation, but the important thing, guys, is that everything is connected with art, creativity, analysis, and observation. Okay, so I will work for a while on this. I will come back and I will show to you the final result. Hello guys, Miss Anna here again. So I have finished just one side, a face of my box, because you will take time with this, okay? You have to be really patient. You have to be very creative, because I actually started looking for things that I had, and for example, I found out this, I don't know, it's like a lace or something. I found some buttons, and I found some little like pieces of, I don't know what's its name, either like it's some kind of decoration, but this is my final product. Okay, as you can see here, guys, my box, here, that's a better view. My box it has a color palette. With this side of the box, it's pink, purple, with some touches of black, and a baby pink, some other kind, two different colors of pink. Okay, here this other is like a more bluish purple. So this is my color palette. Obviously, guys, you will choose your own color palette, your favorite colors, and every face or every side could be decorated with different color palettes. Now, the important thing here, guys, is that what I'm always telling you, try to use like small pieces of paper, reused pieces of paper. Okay, and actually what I did is, like, for example, every time I did my cuttings, I used the piece that it was like the negative space of the main shape, and I also use it to paste it and to create some other elements. For example, this heart, it's taken from this other piece, so we can use everything we are using, all the materials. I decided to put over here some buttons because I think they look cute, and obviously all the elements, the symbols like the hearts, the word happy, everything. It's like I try to use my personality. I try to use my personal taste regarding the colors. Now you can see how the texture, the newspaper is working out. It's just the background. It's a way to use a background and to have like a different color that it's not this brown color from the box. Okay, so this is, guys, what I would like you to create at home. Remember, you can ask your parents' help, or a grown-up that it's around, maybe a sibling, and be patient. Okay, this is the number one project, so you will have projects for the rest of the week. So it's important that you pay attention to the instructions. It's usually, or for most of the grades, these activities are connected with something that we have already studied in our classroom. So my final advice would be to, as in the astronauts say, actually it was Scott Kelly who said this: whenever it's a problem, like in a trip to the space station or as an astronaut, Scott Kelly said, lean forward, look ahead, and keep moving on. So our way to move on, guys, it's get busy at home. You have so many things to do, and this will keep you busy and creating and exploring, okay? So this is now our challenge, okay? At home you can create so many things. I hope you enjoy it, and I think that I will follow with you the challenge, guys, because obviously I design different challenges for every grade. I will do, or I will start to create or make artworks from different grades. But at the end, I hope I can make another video to show you the results of my box, to show you the results of my artworks, to share it with you. But I really hope that you can follow this. And again, guys, this is not just a school project. This could be something for you. And if you want to keep working on personal projects, to investigate more about the astronauts experience, go ahead. We have the tools to do it, okay? So be an astronaut, investigate, be patient, and enjoy. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.